I've got a real beauty of a pistol I'm going to be reviewing today, and it is the Sig P320 Compact RX with the Sig Romeo reflex red dot. I happen to be a fan of the only Sig optic I've owned, but the Romeo 5 I've got on my AR has been awesome. As a matter of fact, it's been through 2 training classes with a law enforcement officer from Indianapolis. He said it ran perfectly, and for the money it's hard to beat. Now the Romeo 1 will cost you a little bit more than the Romeo 5, but so far just playing around with this gun, it's a 3 MOA dot, it's really easy to pick up, and I think I'm going to like it. So cool opportunity. I've never shot a reflex sight on a pistol, so you guys are going to be seeing the very first shots. What I'm going to do is I've got steel painted with a blue dot, and I'm going to turn the camera around. We're just going to start slow fire from 10 yards and just go from there. You guys will see me review it as we shoot it. Sig P320 Compact RX. I'm going to take the dot, put it in the middle of the window, aim at that blue circle in the upper chest of the steel from 10 yards, see what happens. All right, threw a couple low, even missed the target. It's definitely different. That's the first time I've ever fired a reflex sight on a pistol. The very first round was dead into that little blue circle, which is about 2 inches from 10. And I've got kind of a diagonal line, a pattern there. So once I got started, I just want to see what would happen. So I'm going to slow these other rounds down, work some double taps, maybe some triples. You know, work some distance, some different things. Working on finding the dot. Here we go, live fire. All right, first and foremost, the Sig P320 is one of the softest shooting 9mm you will ever shoot. I've owned 2 of these guns without the reflex sight. I really liked them. I really did. I'm really invested in HK right now, the VP9, but I can tell you, I wouldn't mind owning one of these. Preliminarily, I will tell you this right now about the reflex through the first couple mags. It's definitely different, but I can see how with training, I could get attached to one of these and never look back. 15 yards, strong hand only on a silhouette. Wow. Tell you what, guys, feels pretty dang good. Like I said before, I love the way the 320 shoots anyway, but that red dot's pretty sweet. I'm liking the way it looks. I'm liking what you do on the target with it. All right, so we're wrapping up the Sig P320 Compact RX here in the garage after I've been cleaned and changed clothes. I'm going to go over a couple things I really like about the P320 as a gun. Even though I've owned these and might have seen plenty of reviews on them in the past. A couple things I really appreciate. Then I'm going to talk about the reflex sight. We'll talk about the target, and we'll close and get you guys out of here. A couple things I've always loved about the P320 are the ergonomics. I love the beaver tail. The high bore axis, I could puke, I hear that so much, and I'm sick of it. This is one of the softest shooting pistols you will ever shoot. And that's even in 40 caliber, even though this is 9, but it's the softest shooting gun one of on the market. It's a great one. The modularity, I think, is very cool. Now, I tried a subcompact module on the compact slide before. It felt a little top heavy. It didn't feel real balanced, so I sold the grip. But it's a great concept, and it works if you get the right combination. Trigger on the P320 series is excellent. Nice rolling, hardly any take up. Nice rolling break. Whoop. And then the reset. There, just a great break. I really like the trigger. The takedown. I like the concept of popping the magazine out, locking the slide back, turning your takedown lever down, rolling the slide off without having to press the trigger. I like that idea because how some NDs happen, guys get used to pulling a trigger and they drop the mag and they pull the trigger. And that's a no-no, especially if you don't have a magazine disconnect when there's a round in the chamber. So I could see where that definitely could prevent, you know, NDs down the road. The accuracy of the P320 I think is great. This actually bumped my Glock 19 from the carry rotation as my main carry gun at one time. I really like it. It's shootable, it shoots soft, it breaks down easy, it's SIG reliability, it's got the rail. Now specifically to talk about this version, it's got the suppressor sights on it. The Romeo 1 has got really good reviews. Now they are a little pricey, but then again, most of these reflex sights they're not cheap, which may knock some people out of the market. I'd really like to see somebody come up with an inexpensive one to get more people into this, because after using this today, guys, I could see more and more people heading this route. You may not believe it, but listen, years ago, people on ARs used to say, I'll never put a red dot on it. My iron sights were good enough for my dad in Vietnam. And yeah, guess who's running red dots now on their ARs. So this is the future. It's going to happen. Might as well accept it. After using it today, it's going to happen with me. It's a matter of time. I don't know when. I don't know if it's going on my VP9 or my VP9 subcompact, but I know a company out there that does really good work on both of those, so I'll have to decide that and get it done. And you guys will see it when it happens. So it's got a 3 MOA dot, so I liked it. I thought it was a nice middle-of-the-road dot size. It wasn't small, it wasn't big. However, I would say that for me personally, I would like to try a 6. I would like to try something bigger for self-defense, so that when I press that thing out, I can find a big, nice red dot, stick it right here, and press the trigger. I'm not worried about target shooting, not worried about knocking out bullseyes. I want to draw this gun from the holster, put it on the bad guy, right here, or right here, and end him. That's what I carry the gun for, and that's what the red dot on a pistol would be for. So, magazines loaded perfectly, and both of these are USA-made mags. Some people have had issues with the USA mags in the past. The Italian mags seem to be better on ejection and for loading, but these two are perfect today. So, tons of reviews out there, guys, on the P320. I'm not going to keep going over it. It is a fantastic gun, and just after shooting it with 100 rounds through it with the Romeo 1, highly recommend it. If you're looking at getting a great pistol that I personally can vouch for, and one that's already got the optic on it, great option, the P320 RX. Let's talk about the target. First of all, some of the rounds are a little bit lower than I would want them. And if you're going to look at the patterns here, you're going to see that it's a little bit lower than the bullseye. So I didn't adjust it any. It's not my gun. I just went with it. Just wanted to show you guys the gun. And sneak in a little bit of experience with a red dot, because I've never used a reflex sight on a pistol before until this. So really quick before you go on with the target, I will tell you I really, really liked it, and I'm hooked. So, a little low. If you notice, accuracy is good though. We're talking about a 7-inch group right here. And better than accuracy though, guys, is precision. And what precision is in handgun shooting is, let's face it, your top name pistol companies, they're accurate. Their guns are accurate. The materials are good. The tolerances are good. they're going to be accurate for self-defense. The precision comes in when you apply the fundamentals and you take the nice grip and you put a good trigger press on it and watch the sights and follow through. That's where the bullet goes repeatedly where it should go, okay? So accuracy and precision are good. As you look up here, this was at 10 yards, and we got about a 2 3/4 inch group at 10, and that's 20 rounds. I ran 10 rounds on the 25-yard target, or distance on the square. I wanted to see what it was like to aim the red dot at a little tiny target. And it's different, a little bit of a challenge. Again, I've never done it, and you know, just subtle movements will move that dot. So it would take some adjustment to get used to. Overall though, about a 7-inch group up there from 25, more than adequate. For combat, the headshots I'm happy with, very happy with. The few are right down here in the chin and the mouth, but I don't think those would be too harmless, you know, in a life or death situation. So I'm good there. Now down here also another group. What I wanted to do in this case was I wanted to aim at the chest, and I aimed where this bigger hole was where most of the rounds went through. And I was still in about, this one's about an 8-inch group here. And I wanted to aim at a body, and I wanted to aim at a small target with a red dot and just see if I did any different. I actually had a little bit bigger group aiming at the body, which kind of makes sense. Aim small, miss small. That fundamental saying definitely applies there. So overall, I'm not displeased. Again, guys, keep in mind, this wasn't zeroed at any distance. I just started pressing this thing out. You guys saw from appendix and from the hip, shooting the gun. And just wanted to see what it was like, show you guys the gun. If you're considering it, I would go ahead and I would have no problem recommending it. Even though I only have 100 rounds through the gun with the reflex, I've got thousands of rounds through 2 different 320s I've owned. So highly recommend it, guys. You throw a threaded barrel on this thing, you know, a suppressor, you got a great home defense set up there as well. So any comments or questions below, guys? I always appreciate you watching, and I sincerely mean that when I say it. So thank you very much. Be safe out there. And if you're looking at an optic ready pistol, the P320 RX, it's a good choice.